We've reached the halfway point of the Appalachian League season. Bluefield opened the second half against Tri-State at Bowen Field tonight. Some early July 4th fireworks courtesy of the Bluefield lineup. In the first inning, there's one on for Alexander Wright. He mashes one to deep center. That's going to go as an RBI triple. We stay in the first. It's 2-0 now. When Sam Silas chops one through the right side, Silas gets to second. Noah Smith scores, and it's 3-0 Ridge Runners. To the second inning, the Bluefield bats continue to do damage. Smith at the plate now, and he smashes one to deep left center. Both runners will come in, and it gives Bluefield a 5-0 lead. It's now 6-0 Ridge Runners in the fifth. They kept piling on. Chaz Grossington singles into right. Hudson Walburn comes home. We stay in the fifth. Armani Guzman will ground it through the hole in the right side. That's going to bring in another run, 8-0 Bluefield. Everything going right for the Ridge Runners. Wright is up with Trey Keels on third. He hits one to deep left. That's going to be plenty deep for the league leader in stolen bases to score. It's 9-0 Ridge Runners, and they were far from done. To the sixth. Keels at the plate now. He lines one into right with the bases loaded. Aaron Jamison comes in. It's now a double-digit lead. 11-0 now in the sixth. Wright already has one triple. Here's his second of the night. It goes all the way to the wall. Two more runs come in. Bluefield goes up 13-0, and the Ridge Runners exercise some demons and take out some frustration, dismantling the Cold Cats 17-4.